What if changing the alphabet could reshape a country's identity? That is exactly what Kazakhstan is doing. Hello everyone, I am Jason, and today we will continue stories about Kazakhstan, where it is about the national language, which is Kazakh language. In the heart of Central Asia, Kazakhstan is switching its national language from the Cyrillic script, which was inherited from the Soviet Union, to a new Latin-based alphabet. This is not just about changing letters. It is about reclaiming identity, reviving culture, asserting political independence, and creating a strategy for the future. But why is Kazakhstan doing this now? And what does it mean for the country's future? Let us take a deep look into one of the most ambitious language reforms of the 21st century. Kazakhstan is a multilingual country. The two dominant languages are Kazakh and Russian. Under Soviet rule, Kazakh was written in the Cyrillic script, the same script used for Russian. But this was not always the case. Kazakh has had a long and complex journey of alphabets. In the 19th century, Kazakh was written using the Arabic script. In the year 1929, the Soviet Union shifted Kazakh to the Latin script as part of a modernization campaign. Then, in the year 1940, Moscow enforced another change. This time to the Cyrillic script, aligning Kazakh more closely with Russian. But this change was not just practical, it was political. The Cyrillic script was a tool for Russification, erasing local identity, diminishing native languages, and strengthening Soviet control. After gaining independence in the year 1991, Kazakhstan continued to use Cyrillic. Why? Because Russian remained dominant in schools, government, business, and everyday life. It was not until the 2010s that serious conversations began about permanently moving away from Cyrillic. Not just symbolically, but completely. So why is the government making the change now? There are several key reasons. First, national identity. Switching to the Latin script helps Kazakhstan move beyond its Soviet past. It is a powerful message that says we are an independent country and we choose our own path. For many Kazakh citizens, Cyrillic still represents decades of control. The Latin script is a way to reclaim a cultural identity that existed before Soviet influence. Second, modernization and globalization. Today, the Latin script is used around the world, especially in technology, science, and international business. Moving to Latin makes the Kazakh language easier to adapt to digital platforms, easier to type on standard keyboards, and easier to use globally. It also helps younger generations connect more easily with international languages such as English and Turkish. Third, regional alignment. Kazakhstan is a Turkic nation. Many other Turkic countries, including Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Uzbekistan, already use the Latin script. This move strengthens cultural and regional connections with those countries. Fourth, internal unity. This one is more complicated. The transition is not supported by everyone. Roughly 20% of Kazakhstan's population is ethnic Russian. Many still speak only Russian and may feel left out by the reform. Older generations who were educated using the Cyrillic script may find the transition difficult. Teachers need new training. Students have to learn a new system. And the general public is concerned about the cost and complexity of such a huge change. So how is Kazakhstan actually making this transition? Let us go through the steps. Step 1. Presidential approval. In the year 2017, President Nursultan Nazarbayev officially announced the transition to the Latin alphabet. The goal was to fully adopt the new script by the year 2025. Step 2. Designing the new alphabet. The first version of the Latin Kazakh alphabet was released in the year 2018. However, it received heavy criticism. Why? Because it used too many apostrophes to represent special Kazakh sounds. For example, Q apostrophe, N apostrophe, G apostrophe. This made reading and typing difficult. It also caused issues with web searches and text formatting. People called it the apostrophe alphabet. In the year 2020, the government introduced a revised version. This version used accent marks or diacritics similar to the Turkish alphabet. It was easier to read, write, and type. It included 31 letters and reflected Kazakh pronunciation more clearly. Step 3. Education reform. Starting from the first grade, students began learning the new Latin script. New textbooks were published. Teachers were trained. But full implementation takes time. Experts say it may take an entire generation to complete. Step 4. Public adoption. Government websites, official documents, street signs, and even passports are gradually shifting to the Latin script. The full transition was originally planned for 2025. But due to delays, it may now take until 2031. So what does all this mean? Kazakhstan is not just changing its writing system, it is redefining its place in the world. By adopting the Latin alphabet, Kazakhstan is, number one, moving away from Russian influence. Number 2, reaffirming its Central Asian and Turkic identity. Number 3, aligning more closely with global technology and communication. Number 4, empowering the younger generation to thrive in a connected world. But this process must be done carefully. The government must continue to provide strong support for schools and educators. Communicate clearly with the public. Include ethnic minorities and older citizens in the transition process. Avoid creating language barriers that divide society. Because at the end of the day, language is more than just letters. It is about connection, culture, and national direction. When you look at a street sign in Astana or a textbook in Almaty, remember that simple change in letters represents a deep change in identity. Kazakhstan is not just updating its alphabet, it is rewriting its future. If you enjoy stories like this, where I discuss about travels and economics, sometimes interesting facts about the countries, please like and subscribe this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.